I've had, well, heaps, lots, numerous people say to me, okay, I'm going to eat something that doesn't have animals on the plate, but what do you put where the meat goes? And I think this is a really difficult thing to get past because, well, not for me so much because obviously I don't eat animals, but I really understand this. I understand the concept of here's the plate and the vegetables go there and then maybe you're going to have some bread or something like that, and then that's where the main focus of the meal is, the meat. I mean, that's how I grew up, that's how my parents still do things, and it's actually because of my mum saying to me that very line, but what do you put where the meat goes, that I thought, yeah, maybe that is a real sticking point. Maybe that's really difficult to get past, and so a lot of people just give up there. So I'm going to suggest two things. Get rid of the plate to start with and change it into a bowl. I know that seems a little bit flippant, but that's going to make a huge difference to the way that you actually assemble a meal when you don't have to have this center focus of meat. And then the other thing that I would suggest is that you completely throw the concept of this is how we structure a meal, just get rid of the whole thing. So we change the vessel and we change the concept of how to assemble a meal. And instead, we give ourselves all this freedom to just pile a heap of stuff in a bowl. I always start with either rice or soba or quinoa or couscous or pasta sometimes, just something that will give you that yummy carbohydrate bulk. You know, it's a big part of feeling satisfied after a meal. So I'm going to throw some brown rice that I've already cooked. I should point that out. You guys are all going to be putting raw brown rice in there. And look, you know, if you're sitting there going, yeah, I think I know how to feed myself, Cherie, then please just, you know, skip to another episode. But this is for the people who are asking me, how do I actually go about putting different kinds of meals into my repertoire when I'm just so used to putting the chicken or the fish or the lamb there and putting a few garnishes around the outside. So that's what this is about. Okay, so we've got the rice. Now, I've been working on a fresh vegetable stock. So I'm going to use some of this. It's like the fresh version of a stock cube rather than liquid stock. But if you want to make liquid stock, you can make it out of this. So this is your base. But it's more of a concentrate. So I feel like, you know, that's probably, I don't know, I've never actually checked it out, maybe 10 litres of fresh stock you could make out of something like this. So I've been using this in everything because whether you're making risotto or you're making casserole or you just want to have a broth to put, if I do a bowl like this and I make a broth to put soba noodles in, I use this as well. So it has all of the fresh vegetables and those beautiful herbs and really punchy flavours. So the stock goes in with some olive oil and red cabbage. I've kind of got a purple theme, I've just realised looking at this, but you know, anthocyanins are the thing. That's the fantastic aspect of any food that is coloured purple, which is brilliant. All right, let me give that a quick little stir around because I tend to do, so my rice is warm, I tend to do something warm, something roasted, something, you know, a bit hearty, and then I'll do something raw, something fermented. I usually throw a heap of herbs in there and then I'll have seeds and some seaweed. That's kind of how it goes. I'll get this done and then we'll keep building. Just let that stay warm for a minute because I want to do some grated beetroot on this as well. So this is the raw aspect. Whether you do beetroot or you do carrot or you might want to do zucchini, whatever you've got going on. So I like having all of these components in the fridge. I don't necessarily always have rice cooked. I do certain things, whether it's Sunday or whether Monday becomes my Sunday or however it works out. I try and have some things prepared because then you don't fall into the trap of just eating a bag of corn chips. Right, next. I am absolutely obsessed with smoked tofu at the moment. Now, you could go ahead and fry this off if you want, but this stuff is so good, I just eat it raw. I absolutely love it. So there's your protein. Oh, protein, we said it out loud. And then something raw. Look at these colours, yum. Okay, and then something fermented, Brussels kraut. Been mucking around with this as well. I think that anything that is going to give your body a few more probiotics has got to be a good thing, right? But not all of us, you know, really want to jump into it, a huge amount of it. Kraut's another one of those things that can be a garnish. You can do it daily, but it's not overwhelming. Seeds. This is one of my favourite things. I just pop these in a pan and then dry roast them. So no oil, no salt, just pumpkin seeds straight in. And, you know, they pop and they're just divine. So some of those on there too. Hemp seeds. Have you got into these? I just love hemp seeds. All those omegas, amazing for you. And seaweed. Now, the seaweed that I've been using lately, because I'm just going to be really honest, seaweed can sometimes put me off if it's too fishy. I know that's a weird thing to say, but a lot of seaweeds kind of feel fishy to me. So dulse is a beautiful seaweed that just doesn't have that really intense fish flavour. It's a lot more subtle, and it's got this amazing velvety kind of mouthfeel too. And then I also make a fresh masala each season. So according to Ayurvedic principles, not that I adhere to them strictly, but I love to know more about how to eat in a healthy way, no matter where the information comes from. So the Ayurvedic principle is that at different times of the year, according to the seasons, we need different things, different spices to help to support our digestive system. So I always have this just kind of hanging around and I kind of chuck it on everything. And then herbs. I have coriander and parsley flowers and some tarragon. Then, of course, you can't do anything without a bit of olive oil and pepper. The bowl. So, if you're going to get into more plant-based stuff in your diet, but you're just not sure how to do that, try it out in a completely different vessel to begin with. So go for a bowl and then start to look at the way that you can structure that meal based on components that you have in the fridge. Then that can help you to meal plan and think ahead, and then you're never going to just be sitting with a packet of corn chips on your lap. But let me know if you make it or how you do your bowls as well, because it's always good to know how people put this stuff together. I love eating like this. Oh, subscribe.